Over 37% of food produced in Sub-Saharan Africa is lost every year. Where does it all go? In Nigeria alone, post-harvest losses are valued at 3.5 trillion naira annually. This is food that could feed millions of people, yet never makes it to the market. This is the story of post-harvest losses and why tackling this silent crisis could transform Africa's future. Welcome to Moneda Newsroom. Today, we break down insights from our latest intelligence report on post-harvest losses.
Food that is not eaten or repurposed as seeds or manure eventually becomes lost or wasted. So, what are post-harvest losses? Post-harvest losses is a category of food loss that occurs after crops are harvested during handling, storage, transport, and processing before it reaches the market or the consumer. Food waste, on the other hand, happens after food reaches the market or consumer, when it spoils, expires, or simply thrown away. Globally, 1/3 of all food produced is lost or wasted every year, worth over $1 trillion.
In Sub-Saharan Africa, we do not have the luxury of throwing food away. 96% of food produced is lost along the value chain. Take Nigeria, for instance, the world's largest producer of yams and the second largest producer of tomatoes in Africa. Yet, we lose nearly 40% of harvested yams and 65% of tomatoes before they ever reach consumers. Even grains, a major staple, record losses up to 13% post-harvest. Agriculture is Nigeria's backbone, contributing 23.5% of GDP between 2019 to 2023, and employing the largest share of the workforce. Yet, post-harvest losses drain 3.5 trillion naira annually, a figure that makes the national agricultural budget look like pocket change.
Cold storage capacity in Nigeria is almost non-existent. Approximately less than 0.014% of tomato output is preserved in cold rooms. This gap forces Nigeria to spend over $170 million each year importing tomato paste. Meanwhile, local farmers cannot preserve nearly half of their harvest and even end up losing it to rot. Government silos haven't fared better either. In 2019, 17 silos with combined capacity of 636,000 metric tons were handed over to private companies in hopes of reviving them. But progress has been slow, with very little success recorded so far.
Now, what is driving these losses? Our intelligence report highlights 4 key points. 1. Infrastructural gaps arising from poor roads, weak transport systems, and lack of reliable storage. 2. Climate pressures as a result of the high temperatures that spoil perishable crops within days. 3. Outdated practices where crude harvesting and handling damage crops before they reach markets. And 4. Policy gaps resulting from fragmented efforts that don't address the full value chain.
The outcome is clear. Post-harvest losses hit at every level. Farmers lose income, limiting their ability to invest in their farms. Consumers face higher prices, making the hunger and malnutrition problem even worse. And governments lose the chance to strengthen local value chains, relying instead on imports to fill the gap. This is both a crisis and an opportunity.
The Moneda Intelligence Report highlights solutions that can shift the tide. Firstly, farmers need access to effective tools, equipment, and trainings for post-harvest best practices. Secondly, in Nigeria, cold storage and cold chain logistics must expand, unlocking an estimated $279 billion investment opportunity. Thirdly, investors should aim to deploy more collaborative forms of financing so as to introduce modern practices to the current value chain, which can reduce post-harvest losses. And lastly, government must ensure strict enforcement of standardization policies for storage infrastructure and extend tax incentives to investment in storage and transportation facilities.
Post-harvest loss is not just about food loss. It's about lost opportunity, lost income, and lost potential for Africa's farmers and economies. But the solutions are within reach. With the right policies, smart investment, and stronger infrastructure, Africa can cut its losses, feed its people, and even become a global food supplier. For the full analysis, read our Moneda intelligence report on post-harvest losses at moneda.africa/news and join the conversation in the comment section.
This is Moneda Newsroom, bringing you insights that powers Africa's transformation. Until next time.